That's my retro hat, isn't it? Hey, folks, how you doing? Friday night. It is Friday night, and I don't know how many of you have finished your week's work, or maybe are on a late shift, watching sneakily on your phone, or whatever you might be doing. I hope you're all well and keeping well, and just getting on with your lives rather than worrying about other people's, if you know what I mean, or other things and conflicts and stuff like that that are going on around the world. Just get involved in your own life and look after yourself and look after number one and the people around you that really matter to you, rather than worrying about all the other stuff that's going on. So that's it then. No, then. Yeah, I've got Jilly over here to my right, folks, and she's looking after the show for me. Hello and good evening to all the people. I know that there's a lot of people out there who are starting to chat already, and a lot of the regulars, and hopefully you new people get involved in the chat. If you've got news and stuff like that, then please get involved in the chat. Don't hesitate in any way. I keep saying it on the shows. If you've been gifted a membership, or if you're a new member, if you've joined yourselves, then just get involved, because I always welcome a lot more chat, as we all do as well. So new people, get involved. Don't be shy. Get involved. So a few little things about the week in terms of news and stuff like that. The main focus that we're going to be talking about tonight, folks, which we touched on earlier on in the week, on the Wednesday show, on the midweek show, and that was the Comac C919. And here is an example, a beautiful 1/100th scale example. No, it's not an A220. No, it's not an A320. It is a Comac C919, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit later on, folks. And we'll be showing these amazing models that we got from ARD. Good evening, ARD. If you're in the house watching, come. No, Paul doesn't watch. Showshar never watches. You do a show? You do a show? Yes, I did a show last night. Didn't you watch? Oh, no. Anyway, but hello to everybody out there. Hope you're doing well and had a good week. So in terms of this week, when we were at, I'll tell you what I could do, Jilly. I could, because why didn't I? See, these things just happen. They come to, oh my God, it's that bloody, it's that flipping, Sunderland flying boat again. Need to go to our channel. Here we are. View your channel. Okay. Now this week earlier on, let's just have a look at the lives. A few people, and understandably so. Don't get me wrong. We were 2 times this week. We were at 09 because there has been an easterly wind, literally since we got back from Japan. Isn't it, Jilly? More or less. Have we done a 27 operation since we got back from Japan? I don't think we have. But anyway, we've got some great footage at the 09 position, which is on the southern runway. And of course, understandably, people talk about the audio, the sound. And of course, what one needs to appreciate is that the aircraft, as it pulls on towards us, it then obviously goes away from us. So obviously, if you're in front of the aircraft, you can hear the noise, the spool up, and all that kind of stuff. If you're behind it, it's a little bit more difficult to capture. Although if you stick with it in terms of what I'm filming and the way I'm showing you, you can feel that violence. You can see when the aircraft spools up. Sometimes there's a big puff of smoke coming out the back, but also you see everything start to shudder, literally, as the thrust from the engines creates turbulent air, and the horizontal stabilizers start shuddering like that. It's just absolutely fantastic to watch. But we have addressed it, folks. In fact, it was when Jilly came and picked me up the other day on Wednesday. Again, that subject came up about, like, oh, it would be great, wouldn't it, if we could if we could have a microphone down there. We've tried it, folks. We've tried a microphone down there. These Rode mics have got apparently a 200 yard range on them. And we've tested it. We've tested it to the max. And in some cases it works, but in other cases it doesn't. And the only problem is with the second mic down at that position at 09, even where it was all the way around there, even though it was kind of closer to the action, it was still just around. You're going around, you're not going across to it. So you're still capturing what's behind the aircraft. However, Jilly came up with the idea, if you don't mind, what we could potentially do is set up Bond number 2. And that's basically what we've been testing over the last 2 days, going out to Heathrow and testing this setup, which we have finally made the final checks. We've had to get more SIM cards and all that kind of stuff so that we can literally have a second Bond running. So we're going to have another microphone in another position, which should hopefully bring you that spool up noise from the jets as they go out, and maybe even a bit more bass as well to it. So you'll have my voice on the camera at the normal position, and then of course you'll have the. But I want to just see. This is 5 days ago. This is 2 days ago. Okay. All right. Let me just have a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause that, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to present share screen. This one here, and then I'm just going to do that. Okay. Oh, why is it full size? Why is it full size? Oh, that's not supposed to be happening, is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, let's just hold on a minute. Let's go back into that and go full sized on that, and then we can come in here, and then we can go in there. Right. Look at these tight shots, folks. Aren't they fantastic? Look at this. Hold on a minute. Let me just. Oh, why is me? Oh, okay. I need to be in here, don't I? Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can find. That's just a great shot. See what I mean? It's an Air Canada 777-200. I think this is. There. There's the power.
Wow, I don't know if get going, did it?
Look at that.
Look at that thing shudder, man.
Am I watching in the right? I'm watching HD. Yeah, look at that, man. How cool is that?
Definitely a light in the R. Okay, well,
oh, here we go. Look, here we go. Look.
Sorry, Aidan. We got her, he's saying. We got her. Okay.
Here we go. Look at this.
I think that's a prac. Yeah, pretty sure it is. Gee, nice. I hear the hum of those 800s, man. Can you hear them? Oscillation. Yeah, they're Pratt Whitney's all right.
Just want to get this one, folks. Wait. Right, that's the one going out.
Chris Clark, thanks, mate. It's gifted the channel membership. Thanks, Chris.
Look at the elevators, man. You have to listen to it on half decent. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Nice. Get some great engine noises today, man.
Anyway, there you go. You kind of got the idea, haven't you, folks, in terms of. It's brilliant, man. I really like this position. I know a lot of some people are like, "Oh, what's the landings and all that?" Well, you know, we do have road landings as well.
Turnaround time for most of these jets.
Remember
unless they've got brake fans on them, like the Airbuses do. Not all of them, but in order to allow the brakes to completely cool or get to
is this the one that's really loud? Who's that?
That's really cool.
He has really got the town, hasn't he, mate? That's hilarious. Richard the roadie, mate. I think he's got a little bit
international's been.
Yes. Hold on, I want to hear this 764. Wait a minute. Here it is. Listen to this. Hope you've got a good headset. Keeping you up, Jilly. Here we go. Look at the rake on that thing, man. Well, I call it a hot rod. Anyway, you kind of get the idea, folks, but we are putting... Here we go.
CF6. Not Pratt's, the CF6. With a long extended cone.
Someone wrote to us, Jilly, didn't they? Said about the CF6 and the vent.
Even though you don't see the
so Pratt & Whitney's got the vent on it and the CF6 hasn't, or is it the other way around?
The general length of that shroud leads me to think that that's a CF6.
Yeah, so Pratt & Whitney on the left and GE on the left. Sorry, Pratt & Whitney on the right, GE on the left. Is that right? Left? Who has? Steve? Yeah, but what about what's her name? Okay, Steve Owen's finally got his stuff. 1 out of 3. Poor old Ginny's been trying to put the Japan one up, man. It's not going well. It's just not happening. Computer continually says no, man. Look at that. You've got to love this position, folks, haven't you? Hey?
You know, those apple cut-off things, apple slices and grapes. But one of those.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go, folks. So it's still playing. Seem to recall. Oh, what's that going out? So yeah, we've basically got the option to position another microphone further down that line, where we can pick up a lot better audio of the jets as they're spooling up to go out. And we're going to be testing it, folks. So you need to, as you always do, be patient and let us go over and work with it. Thank you to everybody who writes in. Whether they're an armchair professional or whether they are professionals. We know there are a few of you guys out there who've written to us, sound engineers and BBC producers and all that kind of stuff. We kind of know what we're doing, but obviously it's more about experimental stuff than anything else. So the microphones themselves, that's just one setting. There's we don't need to increase, decrease audio and all that kind of stuff. It is one setting. We try not to mess around with that. But what I obviously want to do is bring you the ultimate experience. And so we're always trying to achieve that. We are always trying, folks. But thank you to everybody for your patience. But I personally really like that position as well. And we're lucky. We need to be grateful for the fact that we've worked hard and we've got a great relationship now with Heathrow. We have permits which we have to apply for through the usual process. It's a long procedure. Fortunately, now I've been doing it long enough that I know the drill. Of course, the other great thing is that we've got so many great folks in the police, the armed forces, police around London Heathrow, the security teams as well, who I know a lot of them watch. Today when we were driving down the road, some of the blokes in the ditch clearing out, Jerry, like that as we drove past. and the coppers. We were testing the equipment. We were testing the equipment. And I got out the car, and the cops literally, as we were driving up to, I said, I bet you they were coming around the roundabout, and I was like, I bet you they're going to go there. I bet they're going to go there, and yes, they did. Went right up there where you're not really supposed to park, but followed them in there. They backed in. I went up, and I got out, and I just said hello to them, and I said we're just doing a sound test and all that sort of thing, and then then I went back to the car. And I realised, back to the van, and I realised we got some stickers. Went back to the police and said, I said that he wound his window down, and he said, I said, do any of you fellas want stickers? You got kids or anything like that? Oh no, it was before that, wasn't it? When I told him about the sound test,
You told him what
I said what we were doing, and then they said the fella in the back seat said, the copper said, how can we say no to the coolest guy at Heathrow? A little bit sort of like, okay, yeah, but I don't know if I'm the coolest guy at Heathrow. There's a lot of people out there who are a lot cooler than me, that's for sure. But anyway, thank you to all the Heathrow police and all the security teams, National Air Traffic Services. A big shout out to Darren. Darren at Aerotiques. We've talked about them quite a few times in the past, and they're craftsmen, literally. I don't know if you've got to go to their website and have a look at what they've done, and their socials anyway as well. They'll basically take aircraft components and turn them into a piece of artwork that you can put in your lounge or whatever, like chrome fan blades and wing tips and stuff like that. It's pretty damn cool. So we're gonna go down there, but also the fella who started Aerotiques, stick with me on this one. The fella who started Aerotiques actually ran an airfield, or the airfield near to them, but he is also very heavily involved with a college which recruits and brings in new air traffic controllers. So we're going to go in there as well and go into their simulators where they teach the kids and all that kind of thing. So how cool will that be? That'll be a great show for the youngsters to watch, because if you're into that kind of thing, then it's definitely one to watch. I mean, I've talked about my qualifications in the past. It was funny. I made Jilly laugh earlier on the other day when I said that all through my life, because I failed at school, basically, folks, I failed at school. That's not a reason why kids should fail at school. They should carry on, and because otherwise it makes things a damn sight harder if you mess around at school and don't get any qualifications. But I did tell Jilly that I blagged my way through literally a lot of things, and my qualifications have always been because luckily for me, the first proper job that I got was my girlfriend's dad was the senior partner at a stockbroking firm in London. So luckily for me, that's how I got into working. And then after that, once I got my references from a working position, then I didn't need my qualifications, so to speak, apart from the one time that I had to like photocopy some stuff and do all of that for anyway, whatever. But I did tell Jelly that my qualifications, as I have always been, is maths, English, physics, geography, art, and technical drawing. Maths, English, physics, geography, art, and technical drawing. Okay, geography. I know there's a lot of you laughing out there right now, but that is hilarious. But the geography that we were taught wasn't quite the kind of geography that you're learning where places are, so to speak. It was more a case of how the Earth was created, and I remember just geography teacher was really he was really cool, because every geography lesson he drew this amazing thing on the drawing board, more technical drawing than anything else, of like underground pumps and stuff like that that would go down and draw water out of the ground and all that kind of thing. What that had to do with geography, I just got no idea. But anyway, it was really cool and I really enjoyed it. But I failed. But kids, work hard at school and you luckily won't end up like me. But anyway, shall we just quickly go through so I've got the latest batch here, folks, of envelopes from people. Some lovely handwriting, I've got to say here. So we'll just quickly run through these. There's not a million of them. We'll just run through them quickly. If you don't want to watch this bit, then nip out and go and get a cup of coffee or something. But we'll just quickly go through it. This is basically for anybody who wants a sticker. We give these stickers out free of charge, just so long as you send a self-addressed envelope. I won't show this one. This is going to Norman in Essex, and he writes, dear Jerry and Jill, first of all, I would just like to say thank you both for all the enjoyment you give to me, and I would be very grateful if you could send me a sticker. Mate, absolutely, Norman. We've got one on its way to you. Let me put that there with your blah blah. So the next one, this feels like a card. This might be a card. So I'll bring the camera down here a little bit so you can see what's going on here. Oh no, you can't see. Sorry. Anyway, this one here, right. This is a card, isn't it? Oh, nice. I like that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And this is from Gary, Big Gaz 68. He's one of our members, isn't he? Thank you for your amazing coverage at Heathrow and other airports. Okay, airports. As well, other airports as well. I've been a member for over 2 years now and have got my wife hooked in it too. We are both in our late 50s. Enjoy your dated reference to TV shows of the past and singing old favourite songs. Love that. You love all that poor old fella in the high street today, mate. He should have just cracked out a bit of, I should have helped him, shouldn't I? Have you got, because he got it all on his thing. Your love of all the animals is refreshing and also something close to our hearts. That's brilliant. Gary and his missus. PS self-addressed envelope for 2 stickers, please, and 1 for our cars. There we go. Yeah, no worries. That will happen, my friend. And let me just put that there because that's a pretty cool picture, isn't it? Right, next one. So yeah, it's quite good that we're doing what we're doing in terms of trying to improve things for you folks. You would have thought by eight years down the road that we've kind of got it right, but the reason why we have got it right, we got the system right, but obviously it's what's going on here? This is stuck in here. He's stuck this to the envelope. Look. Okay, we're all good. I think we're all good. Yeah. Okay, there we go. This one is going to, it's not got a name on it. It's going to Paul Road in Yorkshire, but it is going Lucy and Mark. There we go. Please send us some stickers. Grandchildren are doing my head in. They have been watching Big Jet TV from the paddock. They love the way you look after them. Oh, isn't that lovely? Lucky they did not see them escaping one day. Yes, absolutely. Don't like to be reminded of that. Lucy and Mark and some stickers for the grandkids on their way to you guys. Thank you so much. It is a lovely one. This is, look at the handwriting on that. Isn't that lovely? Eh? Isn't that lovely? And this is from Amy in Minnesota. Michigan. Amy in Michigan, and thank you, Amy. Let's just have a little look in here, see what's going on here. Oh, it's kind of like difficult. It's another one that's stuck on the bleeding thing. It's horrible to throw it away, really, because of the lovely handwriting. But so we got two going to you, Amy, and greetings from Michigan. There we go. And that's from Amy. My brother and I used to drive to Detroit Metro Airport and park as close as we could to watch the planes land. It was thrilling to see and feel the power of the big jets Oh yeah, to say we've both love watching Big Jet TV. Keep up the great videos. You have some loyal fans here. Absolutely, Amy. They're on their way to you. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. All these different stories of what people have done in the past and what people do now, and all the different variations of people's love for aviation and where it's come from. Miss Hudson in West Yorkshire. She's got a sticker on her way, and she says, please could you send me a sticker which is for my partner Bob Newhouse. He has a birthday coming up and I would like to put it in his card. Oh, I hope this is after it. We began watching you quite a number of years ago and were both with you all through lockdown when you were streaming from your home. Wow, that was hard times, man. We're sure that it helped a lot of people. It did, definitely, including us through the awful time in history. Many regards, Debbie Hudson. Debbie, thank you so much. And yes, if you ever get the opportunity, folks, and you wonder what we're talking about there in terms of the lockdown shows, we were... Michigan. Oh, is it? Did I say Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Michigan, is it? Okay, yeah, that I can understand that. So somebody just saying a few stickers here, and that's Jim in Welling Garden City. Jim, you got some on their way to you, mate. Yeah, the lockdown show's incredible, mate. Incredible. I mean, just go and have a look at one or two of them back, and you'll. If you were with us, you would have known that every morning I had my morning rant about people wearing masks and so many different things that I ranted about. This is from James Cribbins. He's 18 years old from Ramsgate. I'd like to thank you for the amazing live videos you do. Words cannot describe how much joy the videos bring me. My personal favourite memory is that I was lucky enough to fly out of Heathrow on Monday, 7th of August 23, and my mum and her partner, stayed in the Premier Inn hotel for the night before, where we watched your live video. I'm extremely fortunate and very lucky to say I'll be flying out of Heathrow this August as well on Monday the 4th and staying and another in the hotel again. We've had a really difficult past 5 to 6 years. Your videos bring me so much joy, laughter, and makes me forget all my problems. Really? Isn't that fantastic, mate? Isn't that so humbling, mate? James, honestly, mate, you haven't given me an envelope, but I'll make sure that I put some in an envelope for you, mate. That's so very humbling, my friend, because, you know, I don't want to be big-headed about it, but we do get a lot of people say about that, don't we, Jelly? In terms of, like, you know, us all together, because, you know, we've really helped each other through some really hard times, it has to be said. So, mate, James, I've got that one right in front of me here, and thank you so much. And I'm glad that we could make things a little bit easier for you. But onwards and upwards, chin up and all that, my old son, and stay positive, mate. And you know, like I do, I've been through some really hard times in my life. Jilly has as well, and there's a lot of people out there who have as well, and we've all got through it together. And it's very humbling to know that we've helped a lot of people. This one's going out to Mrs. Quinton from Dorset. Keep up the hard work on Big Jet TV. If possible, can I have some stickers? Thank you, Lorraine. Lorraine, on their way to you, my friend. Thank you so much, all the way down there in Dorset. Dorset, not Cornwall. What is it, Cornwall? Here's another one. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This is on the envelope, man. That's absolutely awesome, man. I love things like that. Jerry, Jilly, stickers, please. Shiny rainbow ones, if possible. Happy Christmas, safe New Year's from the US, Sierra Folk. Oh, Sierra Folk. That's one of our members, isn't it? Sierra Folk. Totally, 100%. I've read their messages out before. I'm sure I have. Or is there someone else who's Sierra? I don't know. Ford Sierra? Oh, that's a good job. I didn't pull that one up, isn't it? When you're putting your envelopes in, please put them up at the top with the fold, the bit at the top, so that I don't rip through that half the. Roy, he's from Arundel, Arundel Castle, great place to visit. Sticker on its way to you, Roy. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it. This, by the way, folks, if you want a free sticker, just download the app. Your menu bar, just scroll down to free sticker, and you'll get all the information about sending your self-addressed envelope. Thank you very much to Big Jet T. Stamped envelope, I have to say, folks, please. Stamped addressed envelope, because otherwise, if you can appreciate it, if I had to sort of like go down the post office, it just takes up a lot of time, doesn't it? But there we go. And these stickers do cost money. They're not cheap, trust me. We buy them. Wow, this one's from it's good quality vinyl that we use, because I've always been a lover of stickers from doing the mountain biking and doing the motocross. A good quality vinyl sticker that doesn't fade or wear out and all that kind of thing. Oh, this is Imi Harkness in Somerset. Wow, Imi. It's a lot of writing here. If it's all right, big thank you for the brilliant work you do. I love the passion you have for aviation. Your shows make me smile and laugh every time. Secondly, before I can one of your lovely sticks, I hope you don't mind me telling you my aviation story. After airplane started when I was 3 years old, when I went on my first flight with parents, worried I would cry on the plane. I've had a few of them. I could fly me. Emmy, can I? It's obviously talking about the community and how much she loves the community. And it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Emmy. Never stop ranting, she says. Don't you worry about it. There's no worry about that. I'll never stop ranting. That's one guarantee in my life. Yeah. I'll tell you what, when I get thrown in the ground, I want the vicar to have a pre-scripted rant. Yeah, shout it out nice and loud, mate. What the hell are you doing in there, mate? Yeah. Please send a couple, as my wife and I are both members. Love your show, from Cameron in Byram, MS, Minnesota. Mississippi. There we go. Hey, see, I do listen. Hi, Jerry. Love the shows. Can I have 2 stickers, please? Work at Stansted for Jet 2 as a rampy. All the best. And that's coming from Jim. Absolutely, mate. Jim, the unsung heroes, really, you guys, because while all the other lot, all of getting paid all their big, high, fat cat salaries are sitting up in the office, you guys are all out there in the freezing cold. And I appreciate that, because I've read so many books on Bomber Command and about the Irks, they call them, the fellas who worked on the bombers. As soon as the aircraft came back from mission, they would usually have a few holes in them or have some problems with the engines and so on and so forth. But the Irks were quick, and they had to work tirelessly throughout all the winter months. And let's face it, most of the bombing went on, the most intense bombing went on in the winter, because it had the long nights, so they could get out there and get back before it got dark, before it got light. Yeah, you guys out there in the freezing cold, in the boiling hot, in the driving rain, and all that kind of stuff. You guys are the real unsung heroes, I have to say, folks. So thank you, Jim, and all your mates up there at Stansted, along with all the other lads who work, and lasses who work across the airfields. This one, the last one, is coming in from David in Derby, with the biggest envelope in the history of mankind. I don't know how many bleeding stickers you want, mate. Please, could I have some stickers for my phone and to put on the back of the wheelchair to promote Big Jet TV? Airports have played a big part in my life, from being a chauffeur and bodyguard to facilities manager. In 2011, became disabled after an operation that went wrong. Oh, mate, that's a real shame, isn't it? Oh, mate. But anyway, sounds like you're staying strong and all that kind of stuff. Keep up the good work, he says. Entertainment. Hope you're all, mate. Thank you, David. And he's 60 this year. Congratulations, David. A bit like myself. On their way to you, my friend. And we will, of course, send you a selection of the different types of stickers that we've got. I've got a pile there. Yeah, I have here. Here's some. Here's some that I prepared earlier. So if you want a sticker, folks, we got these ones as well. These shiny ones. We got these ones as well, which are the funky 70s ones. We do have these, but and Jilly's always like, oh man, but it's the real logo that we have. Look, I haven't even got one here. Look. But yeah, I mean, I do send one of these out because, as you know, that is our proper logo. So that one will come out along with the other ones as well. You know, the bottom line is that it costs us, but because we're giving it away, we're able to. Hello, Chachi. Because we're giving it away, we're able to get a little bit of a relief on tax, I believe, just offset the cost of the stickers because they are for marketing and promotion and all that kind of stuff coming out to you guys. But thank you, everybody. Really appreciate that. Your stickers are now opened. I've got you, James, on the bottom of the pile there because you're the last one I'm going to come across. And everybody else. I'm just going to pop these over here so they don't get mixed up with everything else. Okay, let's just have a little chat about see what's been going on in the news this week. Anybody got any stuff in the news, Jilly? Can you just check and see what? Let's just have a look here. Tokyo, Boeing, Delta Airlines, Minneapolis to Tokyo flight got that. Qantas unveils new uniforms. It was actually quite funky, that, isn't it? I wonder if I can find an example of that. Hold on a minute.
People are asking how to get the stickers, so you might want to.
I said go to the Yeah, sorry, I sort of like deviated, didn't I? Download the app. Okay, download the app, go to the three dots on your menu, your normal menu, scroll down and go free sticker, hit the free sticker button, and that'll give you all the information. Just make sure that you put a stamp on your stamped address envelope, please, folks, because obviously that way it comes to you quicker. Don't send anything to the company address, by the way, folks. Stuff just gets destroyed because it doesn't reach us. We've got the PO box. That is our main office address, basically. So make sure you.
I knew it would happen.
Neil P. Dalgo, that was him.
Really good to meet you today.
Yes, that was him. Outside as I was going to get coffees. So now look at this, folks. I think this is quite. Quite a trendy sort of thing. Let me just. Can I? Oh, okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oh, let me go back on.
Chachi's eating some crunchies at the moment.
Is he now? So yeah, let me just. I'm going to share this page, and it is a that one there. I'm going to share this with you, folks, because there you go. You see that, all right, Jilly? I think that's quite. I think that's quite bullish, to be honest with you. And I'm all for it. Let me just. What's behind that? Yeah, look at this. How cool is that? I think it's kind of like. Yeah, they've always had the white hats. The pilots' headwear has always been with the white, isn't it? I like that right from the early days. Here's one here. Look.
Is that by George?
No, hold on. Oh, why isn't that? Oh, no, we don't do any of that old malarkey. Oh, that's a shame. That's all out of focus, isn't it? Let's just have a look up here. Did I say images here? Okay, here we go. Is that Boy George? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, there you go. Look, this. I like it, mate. I like it. I think it's got a bit of 70s twinged. Oh, is it? Oh, God. Okay, Cornish uniform 2025, for God's sake. Okay. It was this one here. It's this one here. Really? That's the picture I saw. No, hold on a minute. Something's not right here. There. Now, how can we
Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, see more, scroll down, scroll, keep scrolling. Can you see show more? That'll put all them on there.
Well, I said 2025, and it's showing all of these ones.
Oh,
and not.
Jesus. What are you looking for?
Qantas's new uniform 2025. This is Qantas unveils new uniform for over 17,000.
Why don't you crop images and go to the articles and look at news?
Qantas plans to unveil the selected designer in the near future with a uniform scheduled to debut in 2027.
Yeah, but they haven't even got it yet.
Yeah, okay, but
just showing you old Qantas.
no, that can't. They wouldn't do that, mate, because the picture shows because it. Mate, why would they have simple flying? Yeah, well, actual aviation AC. Why would they have Qantas unveils new uniform and then have these pictures here?
Okay, so why do people say so plane, and then show 747? Why didn't they? Look at the underscore to the.
That cannot be. That has got to be the new uniform, mate.
It's not.
Is it not?
The next uniform designer will be announced in the coming months. They haven't even got a designer for it yet.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, I don't know, do I? Because I don't know what the bleeding uniform looks like, do I? How am I supposed to know that?
I've gone to the Qantas newsroom. Their own news.
Okay.
About it.
Okay. All right. Well, I just got sucked in by that bleeding headline then, didn't I? Flipping idiots. Right. Trent XWB, Emirates A350. We did that at Edinburgh. Went down really well as well, folks. And you know what's really interesting? Here's an interesting thing. We, of course, you've got all your vloggers, haven't you? They do do the first class. What it's like for people to sit in first class and enjoy all the comforts and the champagne and all that kind of thing. It's just flooded with that stuff. It's also predictable, isn't it? You know, all the vlogging. Is it called vlogging? It's not vlogging, is it, Gilly? It's these guys that do the cabin reviews, the seat reviews. Vlogging, yeah. It is vlogging, yeah. It's very sort of like, ooh, you know, okay, fair enough. You know, I personally prefer to show what us mere mortals who can afford just about afford the premium, and maybe if we're lucky, premium economy. If before you fly, make sure to see that you might be able to squeeze an extra premium economy seat out for like an extra 60 quid or something like that. Hey, get this. This is really interesting. I'll carry on with that story, but really interesting. Jilly said today, we haven't booked a seat, booked a flight, booked. We haven't booked the car yet for Perth. And I was like, oh, yeah, but can't we do that? La, la, la. She was like, no, I'd rather do it now. Anyway, we got it, and it was 146 quid for 6 days. For 6 days. It costs that much for 1 day at Schiphol. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know how they do it. What was I talking about before that? And I said I'll come back to it. The seating, the vloggers and the seating. I'd rather do the economy stuff because that's for us, innit? That's the real world. I think there's it just makes me laugh. The ones who like disaster. I hated it. It was terrible. Picture like that. Or you know, like on the thumbnail. You know, it's like, mate, it's just so predictable. Anyway, whatever, you know. But what was interesting about the Edinburgh piece that we did live at Edinburgh with Emirates and the A350, and we were very fortunate there. Big shout out to the folks at Edinburgh and at the agency, Emirates agency in London, who we've got a great relationship with now. We did the last trip out to Dubai with them at the Pilot Training Academy. But anyway, the Edinburgh show went down really well. But we were looking at the stats. Well, not so much the stats, but the analytics. And the biggest spike, and trust me, it is a big spike, very noticeable between that and the other stuff either side of it, which is all like that, you know, in terms of people coming in, checking in and viewing and all that sort of thing. Had a good amount of viewers, around about, I think we peaked out at 6,000 live viewers, which is really good for a Wednesday afternoon or morning or whatever it was, but really good numbers came from it. But what was interesting was the most interesting part that people had what came for and rewound back to was my walk around the aircraft, outside the aircraft, which was amazing to do, completely off the top of my head in terms of what we've talked about. You know, the valance, the fairing around the wing, the engines, the wing itself, the wing tip, that beautiful blended wing tip, the undercarriage, and other sort of like things that we looked around on the aircraft, which was great. But that was the big spike. So we fed that back to Emirates, and you know, so. When we do our show in Dubai, the plan will be to do stuff that's real eye candy for you lot. And to be honest with you, we're kind of like putting our foot down in terms of that, because if you know, we know what we can do. I've even said it would be great to sit down with Sir Tim from Emirates just to have a chat with him, because he sounds like a really sort of like down to earth fella who doesn't take any BS from anyone, but also has criticisms about operators, and not so much operators, but the aircraft manufacturers. But I'm not looking for that from him. It's just to discuss the A350 and stuff like that, because I think he would. And also the future of the A380. Discuss about potentially modernising the A380 in the future. That's something that I've talked about long before Sir Tim actually mentioned it, but it's basically something that we constantly talk about during the shows, about re-engineing potentially the A350 with the A350, A380, another aircraft as well, with the Ultrafan. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here, folks, because this is the way forward in terms of engine, the next big major step up for Rolls-Royce. I'll quickly show you because this is pretty amazing. Let's just have a look at that. Look at this. So have a look at that. And the blue that you see there is actually a coating on the fan blade, the cold air part of the engine. But look how, just on that image as an example, look how twisted the blade is, far more so than any other blade. It's actually only the very sort of like top third of the blade which is facing on to the to the incoming air. So obviously they've developed this engine in such a way that maximizes the suck of the front fan blade assembly. And then of course it's bigger than the GE9X. But the bottom line is, let's have a little look at this one down here. Look at the size of it next to that fella there. That is just insane. He wouldn't even reach he'd probably reach about that line there, I'd imagine. But absolutely incredible. What a beautiful thing, folks? But anyway, that's the sort of thing I'd like to touch on with Sir Tim from Emirates, because that's something that a lot of industry people are looking at in terms of the next level for aircraft, because redesigning, redeveloping a new aircraft. Okay, the 797 is something that people are maybe thinking about with Boeing, because but that's a long way off. Boeing have got a lot of work to do to bring themselves back up to that line that they can work from at profit, because at the moment they're struggling, like Airbus are as well. They're all suffering, and that's something that could compound, get a little bit worse for potentially for the aircraft manufacturers, like Boeing and Airbus. They're the two main airframers that potentially could be massively affected. Of course, Embraer as well, and Bombardier and all that lot. Potentially, there's something that the Chinese can get involved with there. But I'm digressing here. We're going to do that piece airside with Emirates, but we're going to add some spice to it. Is what we want to do to make sure that you folks stay engaged, keep engaged. And that show in Dubai will be also massively focusing on pilot recruitment, because that's what's critical, and that's what we're looking to really promote. About Emirates Drive. I'd do the same thing with BA. If they invited me to do it, I would do the same thing with BA. I mean, they're 10 minutes up the road, for crying out loud. I'd love to do a piece with them, but I just don't know whether it's ever going to happen. If it does, it does. If there's anyone from BA watching now who've got the trouble is, you get someone who works at BA who's like, oh man, yeah, we should definitely do something like that with you guys. We'd love to do that, and then it just ends up. You know how it goes, folks. You know how it goes. It's just all about the. Fortunately for us, we've got a great friend in the agency of Emirates who deal with all of that, and we've had an ongoing relationship with them for quite some time now. Did the piece at Stansted with the 777, didn't we? And then of course did the piece out in Dubai. Just done that piece in Edinburgh, and we're hoping to go back out to Dubai as well. Asking us if we want to fly the A380 or the A350 out to Dubai. Personally, I think we're going to do the 380 just because of the fact that it's 5 minutes up the road as opposed to a trip up to Edinburgh. So yeah, Sky Team loses another airline, ITA. That's an interesting issue that well, it's not so much an issue per se, but ITA were obviously with Sky Team, and now they are they going Star Alliance, is it? I think Sky Team Alliance will have one fewer airline later this year after the Lufthansa Group finalised its 41% stake in ITA. Wow. The Italian carrier will pivot to the Star Alliance. There we go. Exit phase will take place through April 30th and is designed to ensure a structured and efficient process, the carrier said on Monday. So there we go. That's another one that's been nicked because of obviously the Lufthansa Group, which is huge. It's massive. Some people say it's too big for its own good. Because that particular Lufthansa are struggling massively financially at the moment. It's another airline that are very lucky to have shored up everything with all of their fleet of aircraft and not dumped them all like other airlines have done over the years. Boeing acquires Spirit Aerosystems finally after 20 years. The acquisition expected to reduce supply chain bottlenecks and enhance production coordination, particularly for the 737 and other Boeing aircraft programs. Let me just see if I can find a good example of that. I just want to see if I can bring up that particular. No.
Actually was trying to fix with your hands reflection in the door.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I just want to show you here, folks, because if quite a lot of people will not be aware of Spirit Aero Systems. Basically, they have got a serious manufacturing plant, and they also supply parts, aircraft parts and components. I think they make a particular segment of the A350 as well. I think it might be part number 2 after the flight deck. But Spirit Aero Systems, Boeing have finally acquired them. Look at that lovely image there, man, of all those 737s. This is about Spirit here. But look at that. Isn't that fantastic, man? All those 737s, that platform that they're working on, isn't that brilliant? And that whole thing moves as well, I believe. Although that doesn't look like maybe that's maybe that's one segment of it, and then they get lifted up. But I'm not seeing any cranes. Yeah, there are cranes there. I don't know, but maybe that whole structure moves, because I know that they do move, but maybe it moves side. I don't know, but anyway, it is fantastic, isn't it? So that's a little bit in the news, and of course, I'm guessing Airbus will probably want to get involved in that. Shareholders have approved Boeing's acquisition of the Wichita-based aerostructures manufacturer, clearing the way for the deal to close by mid-2025. As early as that, announced in 2024, is a strategic move by Boeing to address ongoing quality and safety concerns, because that was what the problem all sprung from. Interestingly enough, because I don't like to go back to it, but basically the bond between Spirit Aero Systems and Boeing has obviously not been, the quality control has not been massively looked at in the past. Has to a degree, but things have slackened off by the looks of it. The door was delivered to Boeing, and Boeing had to put that door back on, and did it wrong because the Spirit guys weren't there to assist them in doing so. So that's basically an oversight, lots of things like that. And of course, you know what problems it's caused. But of course, I'm imagining that at some point, Airbus will do the same and acquire their segment of Spirit Aero Systems. Whether it means moving plants or anything like that, highly unlikely, I would have thought. But they'll just buy that segment of it and they'll split the thing apart, but want to keep it exactly as it is at the moment. Right, let's have a look. Airline pushes back zero timeline and ditches. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Airbus. This is interesting. Let me just have a little look at this. Hold on a minute. It's not gonna because I'm not logged in on here, am I? All news. Let's just have a look here. Good one to go to is Flight Global, folks. I get a lot of my news from there. Seaplane. Wow, pretty cool. Like that. Let's have a little look here. Where is that show? Where is that? Embraer tight-lipped on E195 freighter conversion schedule. To determine when it begin the first passenger to freighter conversion. I thought it's been approved, hasn't it? I think it's been approved. Where is that? Is that it there? Was that it there? Startup tidal flight pitches Polaris seaplane. Some of these fuel cell technology aircraft are absolutely amazing, folks. You know, in terms of the regional stuff. I'm just having a look to see whether I can find this. I might search for it if it's not on this page. Of course, it's daily. Boeing removed 38 777Xs from backlog in recent weeks. That means that that basically means that they've trimmed their order book for orders, 38 orders of the 777X, which are that they're thinking are the customers are going to blow them out, basically. So they've taken that off the books in terms of their numbers, you know, because obviously it's Spirit forecast 413 million fourth quarter loss, but sees delivery rates rising. Okay, let's hope for that. Here we go. Let's have a look here. So if we just show you this, I think that might be a good one to do. Wait a minute. Share screen, la-di-da, blah, blah, and all that. So Airbus pushes back zero timeline and ditches zero E, that is. Zero E is basically zero and electric timeline, and ditches A380 fuel cell flight test plan. Ditches it altogether. You remember what we talked about, folks, with Airbus taking their first ever, isn't it called WOW? Isn't the reg WOW of the A380 at WOW at Toulouse, where they were going to basically bolt one of these fuel cell engines, electrical, like hydrogen fuel cell engines, onto the side of the A380 and run a full test program with it before potentially using it on one of these aircraft that you're looking at here. But they're basically saying delayed the service entry target for a hydrogen-powered aircraft developed under its Zero E project by up to 10 years and has axed plans altogether to flight test hydrogen propulsion systems. I'm wondering if this is potentially Airbus trying to trim and streamline, part of their business model to get back to the things that matter really is their current customers, but also managing to pull some spare money in to put it into other areas. Not sure about that, but it's an interesting thing to note that they were pushing that massively, weren't they? The whole hydrogen fuel cell technology thing. It's all big when you go to the air show, not so much the air shows, but the expos and the trade shows now. All of these future manufacturers getting involved in hydrogen fuel cell technology, big demonstrator engines and all that. It's been tested. It's been tested massively now, but the obviously, it's an expensive thing to develop, isn't it? And the other thing is that, customer, in terms of awareness, the fact that they're getting on a hydrogen fuel cell powered aircraft, it's going to take some time. They're currently running them for single engine aircraft. I've seen some seaplanes up in the US on some of the lakes. They're using hydrogen or electrically powered. I don't know if they're hydrogen fuel cell technology, but they're electrically powered aircraft which have a sort of like 400-mile range, or maybe even less than that, maybe a lot less than that. I don't know, but yeah. It's happening, but it's happening very slowly, and I think potentially operators are looking more towards the fact that the fuel cell, hydrogen fuel cell technology will only be able to go up to as far as, at this stage, something like an ATR, or what you've just seen there, that 6-engined machine, which obviously it'll be light to a degree, but you need to bear in mind that when they talk about, a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, but the batteries are going to be too heavy. Well, the cells, they're cells, so you're basically mixing hydrogen with the air that's coming in as the aircraft takes off. Once the airflow is going, the air goes into and mixes with the hydrogen. That then gets converted into electricity. So you're not carrying massive batteries, so to speak, that are sort of like, need to be recharged. They'll obviously create the technology where it's more or less empty, apart from the hydrogen itself that they're carrying. There's the other thing that people are concerned with is the fact that it's not a volatile liquid, is it? Let me just have a look and see. Come out of that. Just have a look. Is hydrogen a volatile mix? Hydrogen safety. Hydrogen possesses the NFPA 704's highest rating of 4 on the flammability scale, but it is flammable when mixed even in small amounts with ordinary air. Should we come off this subject? I thought it was safe. Okay. Hydrogen safety, Department of Energy. Hydrogen is no more or less dangerous than other flammable fuels. So there we go. Yeah. Volatility. It is a homogeneous compound made of hydrogen, chlorine, blah, blah. Yeah. Yes, hydrogen is extremely flammable. Okay, well, they would contain it, obviously. Maybe that's why they're ditching it, because it's a relatively volatile liquid. But anyway, so interesting, that, isn't it? So the tanks of hydrogen would replace the tanks of fuel, which is also massively volatile. So you're only switching one volatile fuel for another volatile fuel, aren't you? And of course, it would be a controlled environment when it mixes with the air and creates electricity. But anyway, I think we've got a little ways to go on that. And at the moment, I think the airlines are working more towards more efficient engines, like the Rolls-Royce Ultrafan program, which is going to be 10% more fuel efficient than the current Trent XWBs, believe it or not. Well, the XWB is the most efficient engine in the world at the moment. But the Ultrafan is going to be 10% more efficient than that. And then when you add on to that the future of fuel in terms of the blend of sustainable aviation fuel over the Jet A1, which is a mix of kerosene and the A1 fuel to basically make Jet A1. But anyway, interesting. So I think that's maybe the way forward on that one. I might be completely wrong. What's this here? What's funny, Gilly?
I just saw a comment, GBY. What was you saying earlier about school? Did you get an F in chemistry too?
I didn't. I did study chemistry, but to be honest with you, I just remember Bunsen burners and big biros. Yeah. Yeah, the smell of that stuff when you, yeah. I remember when we dissected an eye. Who does dissecting a pig's eye or a cow's eye? And I went into the I was a horrible little kid. I went into the butchers, because they said, "Can you try and get an eye?" So I went into the butchers in the high street in Linfield and asked him if I could have an eye for dissecting at school. Took it into school, did all the dissecting and all that. It's a primary school this year. So then I've gone.
You did dissecting at primary school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. We did, man. We did.
Primary school. You didn't even have science at primary school.
No, it was just some kind of. Yeah, man. I was, yeah. What was it? That's not secondary school, is it? I don't know.
Primary school, you're like 5 to 10.
Yeah. Okay. 10. Yeah. I seem to remember definitely we did something like that anyway. But then I went into the butchers again, and I got a load of bullseyes. I got a load of bullseyes from the butcher, and then I was just throwing them in the middle of the road to see him get squashed over by the cars. Horrible little person. What was I looking for then? Oh yeah, this is good. This is good, folks. New news from Swiss A350 is in the FAL, the final assembly line. Let's just have a look and see if we've got some pictures there. Swiss A350 simple flying. This another one that's good to refer to, folks, is simple flying. Let's see if I can bring up there. Swiss A350 story, see if it's in there. Let's go to all. Here we are. Red-nosed reindeer. Swiss reveals photos of its first A350 900. I'm going to share this because this does look good, folks. I do like this. Looks very swish. Always looks very swish, the Swiss livery, doesn't it? But it looks good on a 350. I tell you what, those blended wingtips on the 350 definitely do lend themselves to the tail livery, don't they? They work remarkably well. But there she is. Look, Swiss. Oh, yes, Swiss A350 number 737. So there we go, taking shape. He looks quite happy in there, doesn't he? Is he watching something, Chilly? Look. Is he watching something on telly or something? They got screens on. He's definitely having a laugh there, isn't he? That's the triple, man. That's beautiful, the triple, man. But there she is. Look. That's a great picture, isn't it? Yeah, look at that. The Emirates one, right in the foreground, man.
Why is the 350 selling more now?
There he is.
I'm guessing that's down to the engines.
No, I don't know if that's the case. I think the 900 is better for potentially high capacity routes and stuff like that. I think, or longer range as well. The A350-9, I think it's got a longer range than the 1000. I no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. No.
Wait. You went last 900.
No, the one they're going to use for Project Sunrise is a 1000, isn't it? Which I was led to believe initially didn't need longer range tanks. But I think it's just a capacity thing, and because let's face it, it'd be interesting to know how many 900 variants of 350 there are versus 787-10. There's far more 787-9s than there are A350-9s. But in terms of 787-10s versus A350-1000s, that's an interesting one. Is the A350-900 more than the dash 1000? Let's just see if that. Okay. Well, there we go. There's an answer. This is simple flying. The Airbus A350 XWB family. Why is the Airbus A350-9 more popular than the 1000? A brief history, blah, blah, blah. Comparing the 359 and the 1000s. 66.8 meters versus 73. This is 9 to 1000. There's your height, wingspan, 64.75, same wing, and range 15,000 on the 900 versus 16,100. So another 1,100 nautical miles, kilometers. Sorry. So this aircraft is blah blah blah. It might be something to do with climates. Okay, received 913 orders of the 350 family, delivered 408. However, the split between Dash 9 and Dash 1000 is far from even. 745 examples. The smaller 900 makes up over 80% of orders received. And let's just see. There are some airlines that fly both variants, like Qatar, for example. So why is there so much such contrast between the two variants' sales figures? Several key factors. Price, possibly something to do with it. The list price of a 1000 is 366 million, at nearly 50 million more than a Dash 9. There you go. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Now, then you look at that, and you 366 million, folks. Then you look at the order, 65 of them on order for the 316,000 It's 316 million for a Dash 9. Multiply that by 65. That gives you the number. Just on A350s at the moment, the commitment that Emirates have got. Absolutely incredible. Time is also a factor in this disparity. While the 359 first flew in 2013, the Dash 1000 had to wait until November 2016 for its maiden test voyage. As such, this gave the smaller model something of a head start. Absolutely. I think the 1000 is very popular, and I think that's why you'll see, if you look at the order books, it might start to even itself out. If you look at the forward order books of Airbus, I think you'll find that will probably even itself out. So there we go. Hope that that's a good discussion to get involved with, folks. Always like to get involved in discussions. If you've got thoughts, then let us know. Jill is looking at the comments now or doing something. I don't know. But that, I think, is it in terms of the up-to-date news up as of yesterday. Wow. Let me just show you this. Let me just show you this, folks. I've got to show you this. It's them there. Okay, let's just have a look at this and look at interesting. Wow. Composites intensive ultrafan. This is Composites World. I'm guessing this is some kind of advanced composite training. I think this is a website that basically writes about composites. And if we scroll back all the way down to about the ultrafan here, so this is published in 2020. Wow, that's crazy, man. Here it is. Rolls-Royce begins building ultrafan aero engine prototype to be completed by the end of 2021. The ultrafan prototype includes the world's largest fan rotor blades, which are made from composites. And let me just show you this picture here, folks, because we all love a scale comparison, don't we? And I tell you what, this is a real one here. Look at that. That's insane, isn't it? In fact, I'll be honest with you, that differs massively from the previous images that we've seen. Let me just have a look here a minute. Hold on a minute. Yeah, it is, because oh, does it? Oh dear, oh lordy. It's funny, isn't it? Because when you look at the real thing, which we looked at earlier, which is this here. Wow. Please be a big image. Okay, yeah. Yeah, now you can see these guys here. These guys here. There you go. Now you can see how the fan blade is completely twisted up at that third, that 2/3 point, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful, man. Anyway, that's the future, I think you'll find, of aviation in terms of not so much new aeroplanes, but new engined aeroplanes. They may even do things like on newer 777s, they may create another composite wingtip, for example, because all of the wingtips that you see are all bolt-on wingtips. So if you've got a plate that you've got to bolt it or fix it to, then you can build anything that fits onto that wing. And talking about wing tips here, folks, let's get on to the main subject that we were going to talk about tonight. And that is this. A lot of people have done it again. They've done that. I've flown the Comet C919. You know, Comac is this new company in China. Not so much new, but they have very recently flown their first commercial service on the new Comac C919. It's been underlying for the aviation industry for quite a few years now, and people sort of like maybe taking the mickey out of it slightly, like blimey, you know, they're really. You're going to do that? You're going to go up against Boeing and Airbus? Really? I don't think so, mate. Well, I have to say, folks, just have a look at this, because this is went up to ARD the other day. This is what sort of like sparked my whole interest in it. Went up to ARD the other day, and immediately, as soon as we walked in, I saw these two 100th scale, fantastic 100th scale Comac C919s. The first ever models of them, I think. I might be wrong, but China Southern have also got the C919. Air China have just put an order in for 100 more of these things. Now, of course, this is made exclusively by China, folks. However, the engines are American. Whether there is an American division building the GE LEAP engine, because that is what this is powered by, is the LEAP engine, same as the engine on the A320 on some variants, and on exclusively on the 737 MAX series. So doesn't have the cowls, the scalloped. It doesn't have the scalloped cowls like you've got on the 737 MAX. However, that is a LEAP engine. So what that relationship is all about, I'm not sure. Let's just play a little bit about it, and we'll come back to these models. But just take a look at that wingtip, folks. It's I've got to say, it's got an A220 look about it as well, hasn't it? But it's a 3-3 configuration, folks. So it's as big as an A320. It doesn't have the same range. Even the extended range variant has not got the same range as an A320. So at this stage, it's. But anyway, let's just run a this one from, and this is by Simple Flying, folks. Let's just. How can I shorten that? No, I can't. Can I? So if I pause it, and then do that. No, don't do that. Do this, then that, then share screen. Go to that, and then go back to that, and go full size like that, and then come back. Go like this. Okay, here we go then, folks. A little bit about Simple Flying. Here we go. Oh, right, okay.
At 1 p.m. on September 10th, Air China flight CA1523 landed at Shanghai Hongqiao International Airport from Beijing capital.
Hold on a minute. Was that a model? That was one of these models, wasn't it?
Flight CA1523.
It's one of these models, mate. Look at that. It's a good-looking airplane. It's a good-looking airplane, I've got to tell you.
Flight CA1523 landed at Shanghai Hongqiao International Airport from Beijing capital.
Little
23 landed at Shanghai Hongqiao International Airport from Beijing Capital Airport. The completion of this flight marked the successful maiden flight of Air China's first C919 aircraft. This took place 13 days after the airline received its first C919.
There you go. Now, it's a good. How do I turn these bloody things off? This stuff on here, man. What do I get it all on my all my videos?
Closed caption.
Where is it?
literally.
Okay, I've got it. I've done it. I've turned it off.
Wait.
I've turned it
Can you
off.
check the quality of the video as well? Yeah, put it in. It's not.
Okay.
That's it.
Sorry about that. So there we go. Have a few little looks of that, folks. It's got a bit of a. It's definitely got a bit of A220 and a bit of A320 about it, hasn't it? The old Chinese have had their little fellas over. People over with their cameras, spies, and all that. Who may have just. Has anybody seen John recently? It was the Chinese fellow who was working at Airbus. He's gone, just disappeared. Don't know where he's gone, mate. But see the little APU hatch at the back there as well. It's pretty cool.
On August 28th, both Air China and China Southern Airlines took delivery of their initial C919.
The China Southern livery, mate.
Before the flight, Air China held a maiden flight ceremony at Beijing Capital International Airport with executives from the Civil Aviation Administration of China, the airline, and the airport in attendance.
Okay.
At the end of April, Air China announced that it had ordered 100 extended-range C919 aircraft from COMAC, with a list price of $108 million per plane.
Just have a look at that the seat
$8 million per plane.
Just have a look at that seat back. Hold on a minute.
Aircraft from COMAC.
Okay, yeah, not too bad. Much the same as kind of look at the legroom. Look at the legroom. He ain't got a lot of legroom there, is he? But that's pretty much par for the course. Normal sort of lousy sort of uncomfortable armrests. But it is what it is, You're sitting on an aircraft high capacity jet, which probably only got about 8 flipping business seats up the front, and the rest of it's all this lot because it's high capacity, isn't it? It's commuter aircraft, basically, we're looking at here.
Right. With a list price of $108 million per plane.
Wow.
According to Air China's announcement, the delivery schedule for its 100 C919 aircraft aligns with the delivery timelines for the 100 planes ordered by China Eastern Airlines in September 2023 and the 100 ordered by China Southern Airlines in April.
Oh, that's hilarious. Can I just say something here, folks? I did hear, apparently, that the Chinese government, I don't know how true this story is, but I did read it. Where did I read it? Amongst all the stuff that I read, it was definitely on my scroller every day. I scroll through Google, all the news and everything. But it was definitely a news piece that said that apparently the Chinese government had told all the China Eastern, China Southern, Air China, all the major Chinese operators that after they've received all of their last batch of Airbus aircraft, that they have to, from here on in, buy only the Chinese COMAC C919. How much truth is in that? I really don't know. But anyway, there we go.
Air China's first C919 aircraft.
Blimey, we're only 18 seconds
13
in.
days after the airline received its first C919.
It's already done this.
On August 28th, Beijing Capital International that it had ordered 100 scheduled for its 100 ordered by China Southern Airlines in April.
Nice, looks good.
These deliveries will take place in batches from 2024 to 2031.
Isn't that lovely, eh? It's definitely got a 220 look about it, hasn't it? And it's got the LEAP engines on it.
The specific plan for all three airlines is as follows. 5 aircraft will be delivered in 2024, 10
you see, now that's interesting. Look at those numbers there. 5 delivered in 2024. Okay, so that's already been done. 10 per year, 2025 to 2027. Well, Airbus are trying to put 10 per month out of the 320, I think. Let me just have a look. I think hold on a minute. Let me just... how many A320 do Airbus? I'm just writing it in layman's terms. Airbus plans to produce 75 A320 family aircraft per month by 2027. How crazy is that? And these guys, so there's no threat whatsoever to Boeing and Airbus. You can see from that number there, up to 20 by 2031. So that's interesting, isn't it? That China, being the big, massive nation that it is, I mean, how are they going to supply those orders if they're only doing 20 a year by 2031? Are you telling me that Air China and all that mob, but all the other operators are going to wait that length of time for those 100 aircraft or so? I'm guessing what it must mean is all the back orders for the Chinese operators with the Airbus jets will take them probably as far as 2030, by which time they'll start boosting up production. But 20 a month, 20 a year. That's pretty crazy. That's low numbers, man. That doesn't make it very appealing whatsoever. And I have to say that if any other operator, a Western operator that is, wants to come in and get involved, that's
25 to 2027,
like, well, mate,
15 per year from 2028 to 2030, and 20 in 2031. Among China's big three, Air China is the only carrier to choose the extended range version of the C919, which offers a higher maximum takeoff weight and engine thrust, along with a longer range, providing better market adaptability. According to COMAC's official website, the extended range C919 has a maximum takeoff weight of 78.9 tons, 3.8 tons more than the standard version's 75.1 tons. The extended range variant has a standard payload range of 5,555 kilometers, a 36% increase over the standard version's 4,075 kilometers.
Yeah, but can I just stop you there that the A320 has a range of about 6,500 kilometers? I'm sure it is. Is it? Range of a what?
20 each of the three national carriers.
The family partner arrived in 68 5,740 to 6,900 kilometers for the A320. And I'm guessing that is the Neo that we're talking about there. So these guys got a long way to go.
Air China's C919 cabin layout includes 8 business class seats and 150 economy class seats, providing passengers with a more spacious travel experience.
Cram them in there, mate.
China's Southern C919 has a 3-class configuration, including business class, premium economy, and economy class, for a total of 164 seats. China Eastern's C919s all feature a 2-class layout with 164 seats, consisting of 8 business class and 156 economy class seats. Air China also expects to receive its second and third C919 aircraft in October and December, respectively.
Look at the
plans to use the C919 on routes to Chengdu in the future. So, what are your thoughts on the C919 entry?
Not 100%, mate. 100%. I'm not 100% convinced about that, to be perfectly honest with you. It's a great looking aeroplane. Obviously the only issues that I can foresee with Airbus and Boeing is that China already supplies a hell of a lot of componentry and equipment to both Boeing and Airbus. They're very, very committed. The airframers, Boeing and Airbus, are very committed to China for producing aircraft parts for them, which it kind of makes you wonder about this, about with the relationship of China and the USA and other countries as well. There's all sorts of political things going on with China. There always is, to be perfectly honest with you. But I have to say, good job with what you've done. But I'm just very surprised at the numbers that you're considering, because it's nowhere near the kind of volume that obviously that I'm guessing what they've got to do is, because let's face it, this is a new industry for China in terms of big aeroplanes. I'm sure that they've manufactured other aeroplanes in the past, smaller aircraft. But in terms of delving into this kind of marketplace, potentially, that takes a long time to build the infrastructure, you know, for building these aeroplanes, kind of like what Airbus have got. You know, they've got final assembly lines all over the place, and suppliers from all around the world, whereas China is relying purely on themselves, probably, other than obviously the engine manufacturers with General Electric. I don't know quite what that relationship is, but it's obviously an industry that they need to build and expand, and that will probably take 10, 15 years, I'd imagine, to get that whole thing up and running and operational to the point where they can potentially hello. Where they can offer the aircraft. You're right there, mate. You been all right there? Yes, he has. Look, he's all sleepy now. Yeah. So, what? Where's he going? Where you going? Where you going? Yeah. So it is an interesting. It's an interesting subject that will just go on and on and on. And of course, you've got to wonder, haven't you, that with what they've achieved here with the Comac, it's or Comac, as the guy said. Great models these, by the way. Detachable undercarriage, so you can detach the undercarriage, put it on the stand, and just have it in flight like that. It's a great looking aeroplane, isn't it? All the different angles of it, but it's got a lovely wingtip, hasn't it? Look at that wingtip, folks. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that brilliant, eh? Look at that. It's almost like an advert for them. Look. If I can get it in focus. It's hitting a little bit of turbulent air as he's going. But yeah, I quite like it. It's a good looking jetliner. But they've got years and years to get themselves into a position where they can be, and the rubber tyres, mate, rubber tyres. These are rubber. Magnetic. Lights. See the lights? Interesting to note that the there's no actuator, no steering actuator. See, it doesn't look right, does it? It doesn't look right on a stand like that, you know. Although it kind of like as it's sort of like making its final steep approach and then kind of coming in like that, a little bit flared like that, you know. Oh, whatever. It's good though. I like it. I think it's great. These are heavy as well, man. And what are they? 82 quid? Yeah, they're like 60 something, aren't they? No, man. Oh, was it?
106 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. 160, mate. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Yes, the price of one of the big 1/200th scale models. This is something like that. What? Yes, as it's been up Jerry Dyer's nostril. I like that. Don't you think, folks? That's a good looking jetliner, and I think they've done a great job. Well done, the Chinese. Well done, the all you lovely people out there. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing your plane. Never. Mike, I don't know. Are they going to offer it to the Westerners? I don't think they will. Not for a long, long time anyway. I don't think there's any threat to Boeing or Airbus in terms of their range. Definitely at the moment, they're probably like, yeah, whatever. You know, I don't know why they would have developed a plane that really doesn't compete with the A320 or the 737 MAX. That's basically what they've done. They've introduced this airplane to compete within that marketplace. And at the moment, obviously it will do the regional stuff that they need to do and the regional / short haul stuff that 5,500 kilometers. Obviously these Hong Kong to Chengdu, and is it Hong Kong? No, Shanghai. I don't know, whatever. Let's just have a look here. Hold on a minute. Let me just do this. So I'm just trying to get some kind of an idea of how many kilometers from London to 5,000 miles. Let's have a think about that. It's like kind of like to New York. It's like 8,000, something like that. Is that? Okay, there we go. Look, distance from London to New York by air is 5,570 kilometers. That's interesting. That's interesting because that's only 70 kilometers longer than what these guys are saying they can fly. So they just need to up their game a little bit and create something that could potentially be something that you can use on a long haul flight. That's incredible, isn't it? So that kind of changes the game up altogether, really, because okay, the A320 can fly London to what's the longest distance? That's going to be sort of like what do they do? Maybe hold on a minute. I don't know. I'm gonna London to let's just. I'm not going to tell you where I'm typing in because I know you know about my geography and all that. Okay, distance London to Boston's 5,206, even shorter. Yeah. Okay.
Boston's north of New York.
Yes, you see, I know. Okay.
St. John is the closest.
Yeah, St. John. Yeah, no, the closest I know. Yeah. That's what the Max does, Air Canada, isn't it? Yeah. But I'm talking about the fact that the Comac can fly 5,555 kilometers. Yeah. That can do London to New York and London to Boston. So potentially a UK operator, a European operator. How many kilometers from Frankfurt?
Oh, no, that's not fair.
5,893. So not a great deal more, man. I mean, it's potentially there as a bit of a sort of potentially there as a competitor, but it's just the numbers of aircraft that they're planning to produce at this stage is like operators be like, well, mate, you've got an order for 400, and you're going to be making 20 a year by the year 2030. When are you going to be starting to put out that kind of number per month? Ooh. 2099. Okay. Well, thanks a lot then. See ya. Bye. It is, isn't it? It's going to be like that, isn't it? It's not like, they're like, oh yeah, maybe if we wait 7 years. I mean, that is generally how long it takes. It's supposed to take that long from the moment you sign on the order line with Airbus to the point of delivery. Should take around about 7 years. Yeah, you've got all those things to think about. Yeah, all those contingencies and stuff like that. But look, they've made a good plane. It looks great. I like the look of it. It's got capabilities. It's got opportunities. If they can sell them, apparently the list price for an aircraft, you can wipe 50% off of that. The airframers are so competitive at the moment. They'll wipe 50% off if you do a deal with them over a period of years and a certain amount of aircraft and that kind of thing. But the list price of this, I believe, is around about the same price as the A320 and the 737 MAX. Why would they make something more expensive other than cheaper? So it's around about the same price. So that doesn't make it appealing in any way to European or Western operators at this stage. I think China are just being very, very clever and deciding to, and of course tariffs and all that they need to think about now as well. That's a big old problem, isn't it? So you don't want to get involved in all that kind of stuff, because then when you're trying to get stuff in from China and you're paying big tariffs on it for and let's face it, all of the materials that are used on the airplane manufacturing definitely come in bulk amounts or high volume, and therefore incur quite heavy tariffs, which is a crazy thing, isn't it? We're all stuffing each other for doing that one. I don't quite understand the reasoning behind it. We got more tariffs than you have. You know, it's like, well, good for you, mate. What's going to happen to all your people when things start rising in price? Well, you voted for him anyway. Good luck to you. But anyway, that I think. Let me just show you. Hold on a minute. I can show this one straight away, can't I? This just goes full screen though, doesn't it, Chili? Okay, there's the flight deck of the Comac, and I tell you what, or Comac. I tell you what's interesting about this is that's quite a big beam there, isn't it? See the beam there? It's got head-up display on it, which looks like a bit like a loo seat. But see that big beam there? It's much bigger than what you see on a A320 flight deck. Let's just have a look at that. No, yeah, it's not a lot of difference for it. Well, I don't know. Yeah, and let's have a look at that. Oh, where did that go then? Have I still got that on there? Oh yeah, still got it on there. But yeah, look, it's all right, you know. I mean, it's a little bit sort of like, you know, it's a lot different than an Airbus layout, isn't it, in terms of the screens and all that, and what it looks like. I mean, they've got those big screens on the left there, where normally pilots sort of like, it's got a lot of space there on the left there, isn't there? Look, lots of sort of like, you know, it's like it's an office, isn't it, really? Couple of screens, a screen either side as well to kind of, is that your iPad? Do you tune your iPad into that? I don't know. But anyway, it's interesting. It's interesting. How do I stop sharing that? I'll hide it. There we go. But anyway, what do you think, folks? Get involved. Let's just have a look at some comments here. Have we got some comments? Or are you just laughing at me? Still a round dial guy. Ellis Chernoff talking about the old analog round dials, like my old man with his look at that British Eagle Britannia. There's my old man DC8, and there's another picture of his DC8 there, and that's him taking off from Gatwick. Lovely low climb out, gear going up at 30 feet. Absolutely fantastic. So I think that's it then, isn't it? Somebody saying designs for the C939 were reported to have a capacity of 400 seats and a range of oh yeah, that's an interesting point. That let's just see, because they did talk. I think that obviously, you know, what China are basically trying to achieve is not to be reliant on the Western operators, the Western manufacturers, and they can do everything in house. And why wouldn't you? You know, if you've got the capability of doing it. The only thing is that obviously the operators are going to be like, you know, by the time they get their full load of Comacs, their 320s are going to be out of date, aren't they? Really? Was it Comac? Was it 919? 939? Let's just have a look here. It's just a bigger version, I'm guessing, isn't it? Wow, yeah. Wow, it's got a real Dreamliner look about it, hasn't it? Yeah, man. Look at this. I did say that there's a good chance that that they would build a bigger version of it, but here it is. Look, I mean, that's a Dreamliner, isn't it? Or is it going to be bigger than a Dreamliner to rival the 777? Oh, I don't know about that. Blimey. But yeah, what about that, folks? So, potentially something in the future. Wow, Comet 9. Okay, so 929, that one. But anyway, yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Appreciate that. That's quite something quite interesting in terms of O'Leary only buys anything with 7.3 at the start. Well, to be honest with you, I think that the reason why O'Leary has stuck with the 737 is because they're used to it, aren't they? You can't blame him for doing it. They've got all their engineering, their teams of engineers. They know their way around a 737. Why would you add something else to the fleet? Meaning that you've got to you've got all the engineers have got to learn about the new engine types and the new aircraft type and all that. Just keep it simple and run the 737. That's why it's one way or the other way, isn't it? If you had started with Airbus, I'm sure that was the A320. I don't think the A320 was even out when Ryanair first got their 737s. I think they've had them before the A320 even came out. So that's probably why he's stuck with the 737. Why change it if you've got a good thing going there? All your backup teams, all your engineering, all your technical stuff, it's all based on the CFM 56 engine, as it the most recent ones, and still they are. Of course, they're now working with the LEAP engine, but they've brought themselves up to speed on that because the CFM 56 is basically the LEAP engine on steroids. The other way around, sorry. The LEAP engine. So there we go. Monique Stirrups, how do you use the left-hand joystick if you are right-handed? Doesn't work like that, Monique. I'm right-handed, but I'm perfectly happy operating the left-hand side as I am the right-hand side. It's just something that you do. It's a bit like going on... Unless it's indicators with windscreen wipers. Yes, that's when it gets very annoying. Jill Perry, supplying themselves, not outsiders, for travel within the country. Yep, it's basically keeping themselves to themselves. Interesting. Your pal Palpatine, from what I read, most of the components are made outside of China. Really? Is that so? So a lot of my theories being completely booted out the park here. Where are the Comac C919 parts made? The Comac C919's parts are made in China and by international suppliers. Okay. Airframe made entirely by AVIC, AVIC. Okay. Let's just have a look at that. Frames. AVIC cabin systems. Let's just have a look and see where these guys are. AVIC cabin systems. So maybe that's part of the part of it. AVIC cabin systems, 5 Merchant Square, Paddington, London, W2. Hey, so it says airframe made entirely by AVIC. It must be a different AVIC. Let's just see. Comac C919. Okay. La 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 la. Commercial aircraft, China. Okay. No, that doesn't really give us much information, does it? Well, I don't know. I'm looking for CAVIC airframes, and no, AVIC. Sorry, I'm looking for AVIC, AVIC, and I'm only finding that one. So landing gear made by Liebherr, which is German, I think, a joint venture between Liebherr and AVIC. Again, another AVIC. International suppliers, engine, CFM International LEAP engine is imported from outside China. There we go. The nacelle is imported from outside China. The avionics supplied by Collins Aerospace, GE Aviation, and Honeywell Aerospace. Another UK and American, I think, cabin systems supplied by Collins Aerospace. IFE supplied by Thales, another UK supplier. I think Thales are British. Flight controls, APU, wheels and brakes supplied by Honeywell outside of China. So basically everything's made by bleeding something outside of China, innit? So I've got completely everything wrong. It's a flipping useless aeroplane and I'm going to bed. Okay, should we talk about something else? Just stop that. Stop that. Yeah, great. Well done, Jerry. Yeah, brilliant. Well, your views are really interesting, aren't they? It's all theory. It's all what goes on in my head, folks. You know how my head goes, as it does. I'll delete all of this then, Jilly. Delete overlay. Delete overlay. Delete overlay. Delete that. Talk about something else. Oh, I do try. Neil P. Dalgo saying they can copy the schematic but don't have the factories. That's very true. Well, to be honest with you, it's not so much the factories anymore, is it? From what I've just read there, it's the assembly lines that they need to get right. So if they've got one assembly line, anyway, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. We did get there in the end. Thank you, Jill. Still a cool plane, your pal Palpatine.
Yeah, it's still a cool plane.
And indeed. Claire asking, wondering what your thoughts are. Don't ask me my thoughts. On the Virgin Galactic as the future of aviation. Oh, blimey. She's taking the mickey there. I can't think that's Virgin Galactic is a sort of like Walt Disney type thing, isn't it? That people pay for and go up into space and then have their 5 minutes in space of weightlessness and then come back down. And they've just spent £345,000 and thought, what the hell was that all about? I could have gone to bleeding Thorpe Park. Just caught the bus from Staines straight down to Thorpe Park, have a go on a bleeding thing and spend a couple of £100. Bob's your uncle. Ellis, they're looking for a success. China has never had great success with aircraft manufacture, even the MD-80 under license. Interesting. Wasn't aware that they built the MD-80 under license. Wow. So they've got a form with assembly lines then. So, but anyway, whatever. I'm not talking about it anymore. Stephen McGuigan, Emirates are pushing for a new engine upgrade, updated A380. Well, yeah, that's been talked about for quite some time now. And Sir Tim Clark, isn't it? Emirates Airlines has sort of like dangled that under the nose of Airbus, basically saying, if you made them, we reckon that people would buy them. Whether he said, if you make them, then we would buy them. But I think what you're probably looking at is by the time that, because Airbus have obviously, all of their final assembly lines have been switched to A321 production now at Toulouse. So for them to switch that back to A380s, we don't know where all the jigs are. I know that there's a storage area where a lot of stuff is, but it's not aircraft manufacturing. And that might be where all the jigs are kept. But did they think ahead and think like, are we going to maybe need them? I don't know. Or have they just said, no, just scrap the lot, and then we can't go back. But anyway, yeah, potentially in the future, you're going to see A350s, even 777-9s potentially with an option for the UltraFan. A380s being re-engined, A350s being re-engined, 787s being re-engined, at least the Rolls-Royce variants, that is, and then maybe even some of the GE powered Dreamliners in the future, when they see the efficiency of the Rolls-Royce UltraFan and see that there's nothing coming from GE potentially, I don't know, for the GE NX engine, or whether they're going to take technology from the GE 9X and reverse engineer that back into the GE NX engine. We don't know. I'm guessing they're constantly working on things like that. But there we go, folks. That's about it, really. Charge is asleep over there, folks. He's just sleepy none eyes. There's no point in looking at him, really. Is there?
It was only a little dream. Oh, he's on the stretch.
There he is. There's who knows it, case. Charlie, for some of this. A cigarello. Just some bickies. Just some bickies. Oh, sorry, mate. Anyway, there you go. See his star-shaped running thing. You can't see it really, but through there, folks, is the flight simulator that's coming together. You just can't see it through there because it's on the left-hand side there. But we'll be showing you that at a later date at some point. And there you go. There you go. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for your company. Hope you've had a good time, and hear me talking about going on about that flipping plane for God knows how long, and then realising that I was completely wrong with so many things. But not all of them. I wasn't wrong on all of them. It's just theory and all that. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? When I saw these for the first time at the shop, yeah. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, blah 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 with it. And then I thought, right, nobody's going to have done anything on the Comac C919 surely by now. And I've gone online and there's like loads of stuff on it, like it's like I'm probably the last person who's studied it or whatever. I'm way behind everybody else. Yeah, but anyway, it is what it is. They've all blooming. But it smells nice. Yes. All right, folks, look after yourselves. We will see you on Sunday. If we don't see you before, we'll put up a post. It's probably going to be 09s. And let me give you a little bit of a teaser as to the, because I've got the piece ready. Okay, so right, this is an extension pole, basically, which extends probably about 3.5 to 4 meters, and so we're going to be using this to capture those noises for hopefully bringing you a little bit more noise and a little bit more bass as well on Sunday, because it's still going to be 09s on Sunday. And we're on standby, by the way, folks, for RAF Fairford, potentially next week. I think there's 4 or 5 52s in there now, maybe more to come. But once they start exercises and we kind of get an idea of, a regular theme going, we'll get ourselves down there. Aerotiques are 20 minutes drive from there. So we're probably going to do something whilst we're down there as well. But that'll be next week. Let's get the Sunday show out of the way first. It's more likely going to be 09s again. But just come and enjoy it. Don't worry about, this, that, and the other. And I like seeing this and I like seeing that. Just remember also that we've got rogues as well, folks. We've got the rogue, and if you've seen the new advertising campaign by McDonald's, sorry McDonald's, I'm not with you anymore. But it's called the Rogue Dip, innit? If you have a look on the bus stop, the local bus stop, there maybe around your local area, but it's called the Rogue Dip, which is actually it's an advertising campaign for potentially what people might like to do, isn't it? Like a rogue dip, in other words, dipping your fry into something different than out of the ordinary, which is normally either tomato ketchup or whatever, and they're dipping it into jam or something, aren't they? And that.
Oh, it's strawberry milkshake.
Really?
Yeah, it's the thing. A lot of people do it.
Okay, but they call it the rogue dip, which means out of the normal, which is what why we call a rogue arrival the way we do. I termed it many years ago. Let me just see if I can find. That's the Embraer. Listen how quiet this is. Listen how. Wait, I'm not sharing it. Hold on. Listen to how quiet this is. Wait a minute. Oh. E2. Listen how quiet it is.
How quiet is that, folks?
Insane.
Now, people who complain about,
Here's a rogue. That's a rogue. So basically, they're taking off from this runway, but just to ease the holds up, to bring aircraft out of the holds. Listen to the 767 line now.
Negative, Jesse. I do have headphones on. I've got a set of headphones on that I speak to Jilly with, but you don't really need any ear protection out this far. It looks like I'm very close, but I'm about
so that doesn't have a vent on the right hand
50 yards
cowl
away from
that's
these
the core
jets.
cowl,
and I love the sound. I'd never want to put anything over my ears. That would be blasphemous to the aviation environment.
Yeah, someone asking me, do you wear ear protection?
Mike.
Fantastic. Can you imagine that, man? What's that? Fire it up. Shuddering.
Air 2. Saw a few Air 2s in Japan, didn't we?
We did, mate. We did. .339 going out there. Now to your right. Good position, man.
Oh, photo bomb time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can smile, mate. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's great, mate. How can anyone not like this position?
Me, that is. That there, right there is a thumbnail. Right there. Oh, yeah.
All there. There's so many of them, man. Absolutely brilliant, man. Watch the elevators.
Yeah, this is
They sort of like push the elevator down a little bit to stop the aircraft from pitching. I'm guessing so you get maximum traction on the front wheels. You need the front buried into the. There we are. Look, slight lift in the elevator there. Look at that. Oh my God. He's way to unleash all that power, man. Now watch the heat on the left engine. See the intensity of it build up. There we go. Here we go. It's starting to. There we go. Look at it. Look. Squeezing the air. Now it becomes more tubular, and now he's going. Here we go. Now watch all the thrust on the. Oh, why not? Oh, Jerry. Look at it, man. Look at that.
Thank you, Wild Snow.
I could watch this all day, mate. Who is it? Yeah, man. And you can hear the sound. Look, I've got my headphones on. Oh, yeah, man. You just got to use a little bit of imagination and appreciate. Have we got another road? Straight out. That guy went straight out, man. That. It's insane, isn't it? Do what?
What's
Oh,
the
yeah. Oh my God, he was so lovely, that dog, man. Look at that. Now, can you see the rear wheel steering? Only ever so slightly
angle. Look, see
slightly out of sync there. Brilliant, man. Just enormous.
Stephen Ater, I think it is, or Atter. Welcome.
He's got his elevator down. Look. But yeah, of course it would be. Pointed it down. My apologies, folks. Got it wrong again. He'd be pushing the stick forward to put the elevators down so as to keep the. Now they're coming up. Here we go. Now he's happy with that. So all that power is trying to make the front end pitch up. I'm guessing. Sorry about that. Got that wrong. Okay.
There we go. It's 777.
How do I manage to do all that? There we go. Oh, no. Anyway, there we go, folks. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? And say our goodbyes, because I know a lot of people have got to get to bed and all that malarkey. See Jilly's yawning over there. And she's got to get back and cover herself in cats. Put her cat blanket on. Yeah, folks, look after yourselves. We'll see you on Sunday. Watch me do this. End stream, play auto, or play outro and end stream. Here we go. Outro coming up now. Download the app.